Armada Book 2 Chapter 6, The Marinties Part 1. Alan and Andrew were at the bridge of the USS Alan Cook and busy receiving the ships promised by Roden. "Roden, I like to switch my old ship to a new one," Andrew said. "We have a new ship, usual size, 3 times your present ship size, but this one has more advanced shielding and the newer plasma cannons. This one was what I used in the battle near the 6 planets." "Okay, let's switch then. I give you back your old ship for this new one. Andrew, you just need to ask. As you know, we are now producing more of these following our recent encounters. We realized we cannot sit pretty all the time and believe we are always the most technologically advanced civilization. We are leaving half of the Marine contingent, half of the German and Japanese, and half of our Saber pilots contingent in your planet to continue the training programs. We are also leaving LE science teams so they can absorb and work with your scientists. We are also leaving GX5 to reorganize and redirect your military capabilities to make your defenses stronger," Alan said. "We appreciate these even if it was not part of our original request." First Vice Marshal Gantley said to General Cook. "We just don't want you guys to hurt yourselves," Andrew said. "As you now know, General Cook, the Inky Max working in the ships want to continue working in the ships and do not want to leave. They want to work under your command. We did try to move them to other assignments so your Max can take over, but they were very insistent, so we are leaving it up to you. General Cook, these are very productive middle-aged 400-year-old Max with experience and knowledge on these kind of ships," Nissel added. Alan agreed and, "We'll take them all in. You know, General Cook, when we started downloading all our experiences to their collective, they realized the extent of the Max civilization and achievements. They were particularly touched when we saved the Max from the Slanders. Our collective is also now happier to welcome a different collective and share their experiences. This is our reward, the highest one I believe. To find and integrate with an old collective and share our world. That is why they will promise the world just to work for us," Gaddon said. "Well, I am glad your rewards don't cost much," Andrew said. Gaddon laughed. "I will take care of our new ship, Andrew. I'll have the Max put our new name on the ship." He left with Eric and Roger. "And make sure you take Olive with us. Andrew, we need to reorganize. I am thinking of promoting some of our members to act as ship captains. The most capable ones are the first officers, Tony, Richard, Danny, Axel, and Mila. I'm okay with giving up my first officer but not okay with giving more of my team. I can agree to a temporary assignment of all the other team members to each ship, but only temporary. They will have to come back to the team when we get a suitable replacement. Even if we give the Germans and Japanese their own ships, we still need more officers. We can hold on to the other ships for you," Gantley suggested. "Then that's the solution then," Alan said. "So just to be clear about it, we will take 25 ships and we are leaving 35 with you." "That is correct, Andrew. Before I forget, I would like to personally invite all of the Earthlings and Max to a turnover ceremony tomorrow at the Council Hall," Roden said. "What's up?" Alan asked, surprised. "Roden will take over the job of his father, Gum Den," Gantley said. "What? You? The council head? You never told us Gum Den was your father," Andrew exclaimed. "Actually, my father was so happy when I returned because all the Inkies thought we were dead. They have always thought of me as the spoiled kid who is never serious about anything, but the sorrow they felt when I got lost meant a lot to me. Then I come home to provide a solution to our problem and they were all surprised. The show-off of power when I destroyed the Indy fleet does not mean much to me, it was just part of the show, but they took it seriously and my people thought I was very brave to face the Intis in battle. So they decided that I am the worthy successor to my father. You were still very brave. Don't forget you took the task of escaping your assassins, look for what you thought was a viable option you heard the Max were doing, found us and engaged the last assassin ship. No battle is for show. You can never be too confident in any fight. You could have been killed. You are a hero to me all the time. Coming from you, Andrew, that means a lot to me. Now you're the highest Inky leader. Well, good show, Roden. I am very happy for you," Alan said. "Gantley also moves up to replace me to head the Inky military." "Well, congratulations to you," Andrew said and shook his hand. After the ceremony, Alan looked at Andrew and, "Andrew, why don't you go back to planet Los Angeles? I think we've been gone for too long and we are so far. I also think we should leave some of the ships there. I will have some ships follow you when the ships are ready." "Okay, I will also take half of the Saber pilots and half of the Marines left with us. Roden has asked me to take in about 1,000 Inkies on each of our ships as a sort of personnel exchange and to learn our ways. Also, I would like to have Captain Jackson, Colonel Dennis Hoffman and Captain Akio Ono have their own ships to handle. You can tell them the good news tomorrow." So Andrew, you have 8 ships in your group, do not lose a single ship. Alan said. Don't worry, I won't. When do we leave? Your ships will be ready in 2 days. And yes, you can name the ships, looking at the GX1 team members. Can I name my ship USS Tim Rivers? Ellie asked. That's a good name. Can I name mine Prometheus? Eric asked. That is so Greek, I'd have the USS Guadalcanal, Roger said. Mine would be USS George Patton, Tony said. I like those names. Go ahead and have the Inkeys put them on your ships. Andrew concluded. The next day Andrew met with Captain Jackson, Colonel Hoffman and Captain Ono. Hey guys, Alan asked me to ask you if you would like to captain a ship of your own. Captain Jackson, you're Navy right, so this is nothing new? I would be honored to be ship captain of one of the Jintas. No Jackson, not Jintas, you get one of the Vintas, the big ones. Then I accept with all my heart. Captain Jackson said. Colonel Hoffman asked, I get a Vinta as well? Yes, and Captain Ono gets one as well. Can I name it? Andrew nodded. I like USS Bismarck, Hoffman said. I would name mine USS Akagi. Captain Ono said. I would like to name mine USS Midway. Jackson said finally. Good, I like those names. Go to Alan and ask his staff for your ships and have the Inkeys put those names up on your ships. Also, I want you guys to reorganize a bit. I would like you to divide our remaining men equally into 8 for the 8 ships in our group. We leave tomorrow. There will be some Inkeys joining your crew as part of this personnel exchange. Learn from them and teach them well. After a few weeks, Andrew arrived near planet Denver on their way to planet Los Angeles. They got a communication from the planet that several dozen ships are battling it out about 80 LY away in another solar system. They reported that several ships just appeared and fought it out then vanished. Then several ships again appeared, battled it out and then left the area. Andrew decided to check out the incident. His starship group arrives at the designated coordinates planet Denver sent them to. Olive, do you see anything? Andrew, there are a group of ships 31 LY from us. Do you want to go there? Yes, remain cloaked please. Olive, look for a good planet to hide nearby. All the ships remained cloaked and followed Olive's coordinates. In a few minutes they reached a group of 10 ships who were trading laser shots at each other 10 LY away. They observed over 100 small attack ships in a fast-paced dogfight. The big ships were half the size of a Vinta. One group of ships looked like pointed wedges while the others looked like 3 cigars tied together with the middle cigar bigger than the 2 side cigars. The cigars seemed to be winning as one of the larger wedge ship exploded. The 4 ships are now starting to back off and made a run for it. The cigar ships were not moving to pursue them. They seemed to have decided to get their small ships in before pursuing the wedge ships. Roger appeared as a hollow, General Man, I think we are having some power problems. I may have to transfer my people to the other ships. Manila John is in charge of ship evac assignments. Who the heck is Manila John? Andrew shouted surprised. Oh, he's my ship's hologram just like Olive is to you. I named him after Manila John Basilone, you know, the hero of Guadalcanal. Marines, Andrew thought. Andrew, the problem cannot be fixed. We do not have any of 120 pieces of the large adapters to couple the main engine to the portable power sources. Olive said. Make a note, Olive, to make sure that next time we bring several sets of spares. We do not have a supply line that gets to us wherever we go. I am starting to beam personnel out now. Expect them in the hangar bay. Manila John said. John, recreate the crew in hologram so I don't feel so lonely here. Roger, are you beaming out or what? I'll stay here for a while, see what happens. What will happen is your ship will decloak when power is dissipated and the target ships will see you. They may find you hostile and fire at you or even board your ship. I have asked John to recreate a hologram of the bridge crew so the target ships might scan that we are here and trying to fix the problem. I don't know what you're trying to pull, buddy, but you can get your ass kicked. I want to make contact with these aliens and see what's up. Remember, we must not lose a ship blown up or worse, captured. We must not let our technology be taken by the enemy. Good point. Okay, but when I see things are looking bad, we'll beam you out pronto. Fair enough. Olive, can they see us in any way? No, Andrew, and I see that their shields are down. Can we board Gaddon? General Man, the Macs tell me we can board and place some cloaked bombs and tag a few for questioning. Ellie said. That's a go, but steer clear of the aliens. No contact at all, please. Beam the Macs and the Marines in safe zones. Don't forget to plant some cloaked video cams. Good thing they're just sitting there. Roger said. Ship will decloak in 15 minutes and 22 seconds. John said. Gaddon, when Roger decloaks the aliens we'll pull up their shields. Make sure you transport the Macs and the Marines back to our ships before then. Yes, Andrew, the TP Max say that is understood. They have already transported 60 of the 110 to the 5 ships. After 10 minutes, Andrew said, I want the videos on screen. The Max have found the armory and are tagging their weapons. The hackers in one ship have located data interchanges and are placing the transmitters. The Marines have almost completed placing bombs on the ships. Gadden reported. After a few minutes, all my Max and Marines have returned, Ellie said. Mine as well. Eric added. Andrew, all Max and Marines have returned. Olive said. On screen, Andrew's ships can now see the aliens in various scenarios. They look like Slanders but with bigger heads, much less reptilian and more turtle-like head. Their skin is grayish-black with no reptilian scales, and their arms were larger and longer than the Slanders with 4 long fingers. Their feet looked Slander-like but softer, more straight, and actually human-like. They were wearing shiny metallic armor from their torso down to their feet. Their head and arms had no armor. The Inky Max tell me these are what they call Marinties from a galaxy 420 MLY from here. These are warrior species and the Inkies have steered clear of these. A group of 7 Furlit ships have met them in battle and all the Furlit ships were destroyed. It's a good thing the Inkies have not had the chance to battle these before us. The Inkies will lose as the Furlits did because they lack the tactical expertise. Gadden said. Andrew can see them on screen and one Marintie was shouting at another while another is also shouting at another. Can we translate what they are talking about, Olive? Andrew asked. In a minute, Andrew, I am working on it. In a few moments Andrew can hear them speaking in English. Have all the ships returned? One was asking another one. Roti Bandiki, a ship just appeared behind us. Shields up, prepare to engage. The ship appear to have very little power. Scan shows several personnel on the bridge. No weapons power that I can tell. A hologram of Roger suddenly appeared on the Marintie ship bridge in front of Roti. My name is Captain Castro, I am the leader of the ship. We need your help, said Roger's hologram in Marintie language. Roti got his weapon out and fired at the hologram. Finding no effect, Roti said, prepare to be boarded or we will destroy your ship. Roger's hologram answered, we come in peace, we do not want to engage you. You are Inky, the Inkies are weak and we will destroy you. Gadden, send some Max to tag the Roti ship personnel. We may need to capture one of those. Andrew said. Andrew saw the hangar crew scrambling to get into their transport ships to board the USS Guadalcanal. Roger's hologram warned, if you board my ship I will consider it an aggressive act and I will be forced to destroy your ships. Roger, stall the guy a little bit. Andrew said. Destroy us with what? Prepare to be boarded, Inky. Roti said. We are willing to talk peace, this does not have to end in war. We are already at war. Prepare to turn over your ship to us. Andrew's ship saw 10 Marintie boarding ships docked in the hangar and have started to move out towards Roger's ship. Roger, are you seeing this? Yes, boss, they will be here in 2 minutes. I will engage them by myself, then I will create a time warp from the hallway to the bridge. Gadden, beam all the items in the armory to Roger's ship. Gadden, how are the taggers doing? Any progress on the hacking? Andrew asked. We have downloaded so much data, we need time to get anything out. The Inky Max are familiar with the data types so we will definitely get something out. The taggers have tagged the bridge but not those trying to board. I will send them to Roger's ship so they can tag them. Gadden said. Never mind, it's too dangerous. Just tag their ships in the hangar. Roger saw the Marinties in the hall firing at the hologram image they saw. Roger shot at them and down 3. He ran inside the bridge and locked a warp field behind the door. Roger, warn them first before you destroy their ships. You have the lead. Roger's hologram appeared again in Roti's bridge. Look, I told you not to board and I will destroy one of your ships if you do not tell your people to stop and leave my ship. I want my men to take over your ship. We will kill all of you. Is that not clear to you? Roti shouted. I asked you now for the last time and told you this is an aggressive act. I will destroy one of your ships now. Roger said. Go ahead. Roti said calmly. Roti finds the ship next to him explode in several areas and in one big explosion, the whole ship was gone. I will destroy another. He nods at John to blow up the ship. Roti sees another of his ships burst into several explosions and disintegrate. I will destroy another. Roti's ship group is now down to 2. Stop, I will withdraw my troops. Move your men to the other ship now. I want your ship, Roti. Give the order now. Stay in the bridge until I tell you to leave. Do not take away your dead soldiers are mine. I want you to leave this part of the galaxy. Be gone and never return. When I see a Marintie ship within 100 MLY of this area, I will destroy it. Do we have an understanding, Roti? Yes we do, I never thought the Inkies have this power. Yes. All personnel, move to the other ship now. There was a rush among the crew to the transport vehicles. In a few minutes all have transferred and Roti's ship is empty except for the crew in the bridge. Don't beam any personnel yet. It might be a trap. Gadden said. Olive beamed the bridge crew to the brig of Roger's ship. Make sure they are secured and put them to sleep. Andrew, they are powering up the weapons. Olive said. Blow them up now. Andrew said. The Marinties ship was blown up before it could fire. Roger, I like that line, that should have been mine, be gone and never return. Just like in the movies. Congratulations Captain Castro, well done. All your dead are mine. Not bad Roger, not bad at all. Ellie said. I am beaming the dead Marintie to USS Rivers Medic Lab. There are some Marinties floating in space barely alive. Do you want me to beam them to the brig, Roger? Yes John. We just declared war on the Marinties. Gadden said, and I have started to beam the hackers into the captured Marintie ship. There are large chunks of the ships in space large enough for us to study. Tom, beam them to the hangar please. Ellie said. Ellie, who is Tom? He's my hologram assistant you know like Olive. I named him after a movie actor my mother loves. And I presume, he looks like the movie star also? Maybe. Ellie just loves to leave Andrew hanging. 4 wedge ships are heading our way Andrew. They will be here in 15 minutes. Captain Ono, can you go back to General Cook and get the couplers and tell the Inkeys to analyze the probable breakdown scenarios and give you parts for these? We will try to be here and wait for you. Yes General Man. Captain Ono said and the USS Akagi left for the Inkey world. Roger, let me talk to these guys. Andrew said. Beaming the hackers and the Marines to all the ships. Gadden said. In 10 minutes Andrew and the ships had a live feed from the ships and they could see the same Marintie species only with different sets of armor or uniforms and noticeably lighter skin tone. They were talking in what sounds like Marintie but a little different. Andrew beamed a hologram of himself on the bridge of the wedge ship. Speaking in Marintie, greetings, our ship lost power and we are waiting for our ships to bring in the parts. The Marintie with a more colorful uniform addressed the hologram, my name is Roti Bhaskar, I am the leader of these ships. How may we help you? Andrew hologram looked at Bhaskar and, you cannot. How may we ask that you destroyed 4 ships in quick succession without any power? And the main Marintie ship in front of us was abandoned. How was this possible? Roti Bhaskar asked. We have our persuasive ways. We have taken some of them prisoners, would you like to take them in? Andrew asked. Yes, your transport ship may enter our hangar to deliver your prisoners. Roger, we need to have John Otto pilot the transport ship. Have the Marines help you get them into the transport ships. Leave the leader and an assistant but give them all the rest including the wounded. In a few minutes the transport ship entered the Marintie vessel. John opened the door and the Marinties hauled the chained prisoners most of whom are still asleep. There were so many Marinties you could not see the prisoners from John's point of view. John promptly left back to Roger's ship. Why are you at war with the Marinties? I see that you are Marinties also. Andrew inquired. We are part of what's left of the Old Kingdom led by our King Katanar and we call ourselves Garantis which means of the Old Order. The leaders of the New Kingdom are exterminating all rebels and aggressively trying to conquer the near galaxies. The New Kingdom has become very strong and several worlds have joined them rather than be destroyed. They believe in power and aggression. We believe in coexistence. You seem far from your galaxy. You must have traveled for months. We have. We were methodically pursued by the Marintie ships. They can track our ships from afar like we do theirs. There were several battles in this area and we have lost more ships than they did. Right now we are tracking over 100 ships 200 LY from here heading to a direction to our right. They may be pursuing another group of Garantis. They cannot see us because there are only 6 ships here. Eric, Tony, Hoffman, get the best Mac infiltrators and check the Armada 200 LY away. Avoid engagement. Just plant the usual hacking transmitters, bombs, videos and tag their weapons and key equipment. Leave as soon as you plant the devices. The 3 left with their ships to the area. We would like to study their ship, that is why we asked them to leave. Andrew said. I know the Marinties, they would rather die than give up their ship. Yes they did. You have what's left of their 5 ships? In 2 hours, if there is no confirmation from the Marinties, the ship will start self-destruct sequences. Bhaskar said. Gadden, why don't you tell the Max to tag the key equipment that we need to study so we can simply beam them to Roger's ship? 2 hours have started a while ago. Do you know how to stop it? No, and we will not even try. How do you intend to win the war? By asking other worlds to help us. Why would we help you? You are Inkey, you have an Inkey ship and Inkeys are righteous people although not as technologically advanced as us and the Marinties. Although I must admit this hologram is very good. And yet we were able to destroy 4 ships with a powerless ship. The Mac interrogators read the mind of the Marintie leader and confirms that they are indeed trying to expand into the other galaxies. They seem to believe the Furlets they encountered were the real Inkies. They also do not seem to know about us Macs. They have hundreds of ships scattered in several galaxies. They do not take prisoners and would rather die than face their leaders with stories of defeat. Gadden said. That's not nice. Ellie said. Are the Furlets or Inkies in their immediate plans? Andrew asked. No, and they are busy with a galaxy at their borders very far from the Furlets. The reason why they traveled this far was to pursue the Garantis or face death from their leaders. The Armada is also pursuing several Garanti ships that may have high-profile Garanti leaders. Our screen shows the Garantis trying to question the Marinties and it does not look very good. Ellie said. Bastgar, our sensors shows the Armada of Marintie ships are pursuing several of your friends. How do you explain 100 ships pursuing a few ships? Andrew asked. They must be pursuing some of our people. We need to get to them and help them fight. That would be suicide. Those are probably some of our leaders. We intend to hit the ships in their fringes and try to draw attention so our leaders can escape. That does not seem like a very good plan. Suddenly, they heard an alarm in the Marintie ship go off. Beaming all the Macs out Roger. Beaming the tagged equipment to the hangar bays. Manila John said. In a few minutes the ship exploded. So much for trying to study their ships. We can send to you information on all the Marintie ships and their strategic capabilities, their weapon systems, organization, and weaknesses. Bhaskar offered. What would be their worst weakness? Andrew asked. Their pride and blind rage to fight to show who is strong. We are sending the information to your open channel now. After a while, Bhaskar continued, You are right, they are pursuing our leaders. Our prisoner confirms your information. We must leave now. We apologize we were not of much help. Bhaskar left to help his friends. He intended to distract the Armada long enough for their leaders to escape. Even if this meant the destruction of his ships. Andrew's crew are winding down operations and preparing to leave as well. We can leave within the hour Andrew. Olive said. After a few hours Andrew told Olive to plot a course for the enemy Armada. Do we really have to get involved in their war? Ellie asked. No, but we can give them a better hand. Olive, tell Tony to report. General Mann, we have just finished planting the bombs, and data have now been downloaded. All major equipments have been tagged. We were also able to tag their top leaders. There were 98 Marintie ships and they are pursuing a group of 10 wedge ships. Tony said. Good work Tony, now leave the area immediately. We may have to give the Marinties enemy a better hand. After a few minutes, we have left the area and we are now 60 LY away behind a large planet. How do you want to proceed? Tony asked. I will appear in the wedge ship bridge and tell them I will blow up all the ship for them. That sounds nice but not nice. Don't we need to issue a warning? Ellie asked. The tiger stalks its prey and attacks, warning the target is the last thing on his mind. And besides that's exactly what we did a while ago and they still shot at us. Roger said. After a few hours the Garanti ships were now almost within firing distance from the Armada. Andrew's hologram appeared in front of Bhaskar. Greetings, I have come to help but only once this time so you and your leaders can escape. Well I don't see any Inky ships. How do you intend to help us? Bhaskar asked. I will try to convince the commander of the Armada to leave the area so you and the other ships can escape. Andrew said. I don't know if you're crazy or do not know how to count. There are over 90 ships here. Bhaskar thought Andrew must be a nutcase to even think this way. In a few moments Andrew's hologram appeared on the bridge of the commander of the Armada. My name is General Mann and you are within our galaxy territory. We request that you immediately leave this area. Andrew said. A hologram screen of Andrew and the Marintie leader appeared in Bhaskar's ships to show them the negotiations. As usual the men in the bridge shot at Andrew's hologram and when they realized it was just a hologram they stopped. The leader of the Marinties said, My name is Turkis, I am the leader of this armada and we are pursuing some rebels in this galaxy. A short time ago our ailing ship was boarded and almost destroyed by your people under Roti Bandiki. We were forced to destroy them. Now I do not want to destroy any of your ships if you tell me you will immediately leave the area and go back to your galaxy. You destroyed Bandiki's ships, then you declared war on our people Inki. Turkis said. Look, he boarded our ship first when we were asking for help. He shot at our people in our ship. He powered up his weapon to shoot our stalled ship. Now if you do not agree to leave now, I will destroy 5 of your ships. You are weak Inki, show your ships so we can fight. Turkis said. That's not the answer. Immediately he ordered 5 ships to be blown up and Turkis was surprised. That is an act of war. Turkis shouted. I will destroy another 5 ships if you do not agree to leave. 5 more ships are quickly destroyed. Turkis appeared agitated and, fight us, show your ships. I will destroy 5 more ships. 5 more blows up. We will fight to the death. Turkis shouted. I will destroy 5 more ships. 5 more blows up in quick succession. Then 5 more ships, then 5 more ships. Andrew hologram waited a minute, I have blown up 35 of your 98 ships and you still refuse to leave. 5 more blows up. Then 5 more. You have lost more than 10,000 men and you still refuse to leave. All the ships were starting to move away when another 5 ships blow up. I will be cleaning this area for a long time with all the ships blown up. Another 5 ships blow up. You only have to tell me that you agree to leave and I will stop blowing up your ships. Then 5 more of the farthest ships blow up. Turkis shouted, fight us now. Show your ships. Another 5 ships blow up, this time they were the nearest ships to Turkis. Turkis looked rattled now as his ship get jolted by the successive blasts. Then 5 more ships blow up. You are down to a third of your armada. Do you still want to stay or agree to leave? Andrew asked. We will fight to the death. 5 more ships blow up. You are probably the stupidest commander in the galaxies. Leave now, there is no fight here, only ships blowing up. 5 more ships blow up. 5 more ships blow up in quick succession. Then another 5 ships. You are down to 8 ships. You let us kill your people when you could have just left. Then 5 more ships are blown up. There are 11 Marinties ships in the area. We will blow up the last 2 and leave your ship intact so they can get the survivors on board. But we will take you in for your stupidity. 2 ships blow up and the commander was beamed out to the brig of Andrew's ship. The Inky Max and regular Max are waiting for the commander so they can get information from him. Andrew's hologram appeared in front of Bastgar. We hope you have a good trip back to your home world. If the Marinties ship does not return we will just blow it up. Would you consider picking up the survivors? That was amazing. No, we do not like to pick up survivors. Andrew, while you were busy playing Superman, we were able to get some major information from the Marintie leader. Add the information from Bastgar, the earlier Marinties captured, and I believe they are of no use to us now. Gadden said. Beam then to Bastgar's brig. Make sure they're all asleep. I'll put a note that said, surprise. Now you're getting it, Gadden. Ellie said. Can we now tow Roger's ship back to the Inkies? Or would you want to bring it to planet Denver? Tom asked. What? Andrew shouted. Andrew, all our ships have a towing beam to enable them to tow ships, but our speed is reduced by 10%. We can compensate by increasing our power consumption to compensate for this. We can be in planet Denver in less than 2 days. Olive explained. We could have just towed Roger before he lost power and avoided blowing up so many ships, so May lives. Olive, tell Captain Ono that we will be heading to planet Denver. Well, General Man, we did some people nice and we did some people bad. But offhand I'd say the world now has less bad men than before. Ellie said. Ellie, as large as the universe is, bad is relative. We were simply got caught in a chain of events we could not avoid or did not know how. Some of those we killed were just caught up in events they could not control or had no choice to avoid. I remember, Ellie, my mom told me once that I was a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars, and I have the right to be here. So did the people we killed. I understand what you're saying, Andrew. Gadden said. We blew up almost 100 ships and we created a lot of mess in this area. Is there a way to clean this area up? Ellie asked. The Inkies have a pair of ships that clean areas in space to make their surroundings safer. They use a large time warp field to capture small bits of anything suspended in space. I can ask them to send 2 pairs of ships to get all the mess out of the area. Tom said. That's comforting to know. Imagine feeling bad about the mess and not being able to clean it really makes it worse. At least we know the area will get clean as before. Andrew said. Ellie laughing, mothers always tell us to clean our mess or else.